What you got there, Kenny?
Illinois invited us to a party, and we said, yeah, we'll bring the champagne.
I don't get it.
We'll bring the champagne.
Oh, I want to do one now. Oh, Illinois is really a Champaign team.
Their defense was Champlain.
Illinois got wrecked because they had to play the champ. Aim.
That first half was a champagne in my ass. Well, it was.
Let's get to the game summary, shall we? Okay, now Trace McSorley has been absolutely crushing it this season until this game. Throws that he's normally been nailing all season were just a little off tonight. So what I'm going to show you now is the worst decision that McSorley's made all season, and hopefully at the end of the season, it stays the worst decision he made all year. So there's 30 seconds left in the first half. Penn State's up by a touchdown. They have all three of their timeouts, and I think wisely they're going to try to attack and score again. The problem is McSorley wanted it all in one play. Part of the reason Penn State had so much success running is because the safeties were lined up so far back all game. And on this play, it was no different. So the first thing Trace should be seeing here is that, hey, I probably don't have a deep ball unless it's wide open, because these safeties are so far back to try and prevent a big play. Now when the ball snapped, Polk here at the bottom of your screen is going to run a go route straight up the field, and McSorley pretty much has already decided that that's where he's going with the ball no matter what. So if you actually watch Trace during this play, the entire time his head is looking downfield, and I'm pretty sure he's just looking at that safety. And in my mind, it's almost like, come on safety, move a little bit more to the middle, move it a little bit more to the middle. And then he says, you know what, screw it, I'm chucking it. So let's watch. Safety never moved in the middle of the field. He was in perfect position, and he got the interception. And here's one more thing I want to point out about this play. I've frozen it right after Trace has thrown the ball. And look, Penn State has two receivers underneath that are wide open. Illinois was in a prevent defense, and they dropped everyone back. They were literally trying to prevent a big play. And if Trace had read the defense correctly, he could have easily checked down to one of these two receivers that had a lot of room to run. But I think Trace just had it in his head that he was going deep the entire time, and even though he didn't get the coverage he wanted, he just threw it anyway and said, hey, what the hell, and it backfired. Less of that next weekend, Trace. So we just saw a play where Trace was locked into Brandon Polk and wanted to throw it deep to him for a big play, and this might partly explain why he wanted to do that. This is Ricky Slade's touchdown, but the touchdown isn't the actual important part. What I want you to watch is this person right back here. That's Brandon Polk. He's about 5 yards behind Ricky Slade, and he's about 6 to 7 yards behind the Illinois defender. Watch here. Watch where he ends up when everyone gets to the end zone. Fastest man on the planet. Not really, but that was pretty fast. Now watch what Penn State does here with Sean Clifford and Ricky Slade. They're actually going to shift them, so Ricky becomes the quarterback and Sean becomes the running back. Where have I seen that play before? I really showed that last play just so I could watch this play again. Now this play only tricked Michigan one time, but that one time went for a 69-yard touchdown, so it was more than worth it. Right before they snap it, they actually both hop over. So Barkley becomes the quarterback. And what they do is a simple read option. Barkley, as the quarterback, goes to hand off the ball to McSorley, who's going to run to his right. Now the thing that Penn State usually do with this play is they usually handed it off to Barkley. So these linebackers and these safeties are used to keying off of the running back, except the running back this time was McSorley. So if you watch, he fakes the handoff to McSorley. Both these linebackers and that safety all go to where McSorley's going, forgetting that the person they actually need to worry about is Barkley. Barkley comes around to the left, and because they're all out of position, it becomes a foot race, which Barkley is going to win 10 times out of 10. There's the read option, cuts upfield, and he's gone. I love that play so much. Well, this could have been a cool play. but there was a penalty for illegal man downfield. What happened? Penn State lined up with 4 of the receivers on the right side of the ball, a running back in the backfield, and no tight end or receiver on the left side of the ball. They probably did that so all of Illinois' defenders would line up on the right side of the ball to give McSorley a free run to the end zone to catch the pass. Now you have to have 7 people lined up on the line of scrimmage. The linemen are usually 5 of them, and then there's usually a tight end or a wide receiver on either side that accounts for the other 2. The reason you usually have the last person be a tight end or wide receiver on either side is that only the end person that's lined up on the line of scrimmage is eligible to go downfield for a pass. So in this formation, because Penn State has all of the receivers to the right side of the formation, Johnson is the only one eligible to catch a pass on this side, and it's actually the left tackle on this side who's eligible to catch a pass. Polk, because he's covered by Johnson, is not eligible to catch a pass and therefore cannot go downfield. And wouldn't you know it, Polk goes downfield. Right there. Now, I don't know if Polk just forgot he couldn't go downfield or ran the wrong route, or if the coaches never told him he couldn't go downfield, but either way, that's the reason there was a penalty thrown and this play was called back. Now, you might think, they could come back and run this against Ohio State, but because that formation was so unique and now it's on film, there's no way Ohio State's going to be tricked by that. Maybe they'll do something with Tommy Stevens, though. Oh yeah, and that brings us to our history lesson. Who was the last Penn State quarterback to catch a touchdown pass? None other than Christian Hackenberg. And wouldn't you know it, it also came against Illinois.
He was the go-to guy last year, set the Penn State freshman record. Nick Scotty's going to throw it back to the quarterback, Hackenberg. Touchdown!
I will have to say, it's a good thing Hackenberg was so wide open because that ball was severely underthrown. He had to wait 5 minutes for that to come down. Now the real piece of trivia involves my man right here, Zach Mills. I couldn't find a highlight of the play, which is why you're just watching Zach Mills talk in a sweater, but in 2004 against Akron, Zach Mills became the only player since Paterno started coaching to catch, pass, and rush for a touchdown all in a single game. And the funny thing is that he caught his touchdown pass from Michael Robinson, and he threw his touchdown pass to Michael Robinson. So if Michael Robinson would have rushed for a touchdown that game, which he didn't, but if he did, Penn State would have had 2 players in the same game that rushed, passed, and caught a touchdown. That would have been freaking awesome. Think about the greatest rushing touchdown in Penn State football history. Okay, yeah, it's probably Saquon Barkley at the Rose Bowl. But what if I told you back in 2000 against Illinois, Penn State quarterback Rashard Casey had the greatest run in Penn State football history that you don't remember? Or maybe you weren't born yet for, or I don't know, whatever. Kenny, just show him the clip.
Casey. They still don't have him. He's on the loose. Casey to the 35. To the 25. He's 10. He's 5. He's in. Touchdown. 39 yards. Let's go, State. That might flip after. Clifford. He's got an arm. Showing it off.
Time for stat game! Through 4 games, Penn State quarterback Sean Clifford has a 100% completion percentage, averages 39 yards per attempt, and throws a touchdown on 40% of his passes. Let's extrapolate that. Trace McSorley has thrown the ball 106 times so far this season. So if Sean Clifford had 106 attempts, he would have already thrown for 4,134 yards and 42 touchdowns. That's similar to what Heisman Trophy winner Baker Mayfield did all of last year. But what if Clifford had an entire season? Well, in 2016, McSorley had 427 pass attempts. Do you know what would happen if you gave Clifford that many attempts?
Well, hee-haw me to hell. I can't even count that high.
Okay, enough about Illinois. Ha, good one, Kevin. The game everyone has been waiting for is this weekend, Whiteout against Ohio State. Now, the game is until 7:30, which means there's quite a long day of drinking ahead of you. And the worst thing that could happen is that you lose your ticket before you get to the game. So I'm going to show you a quick life hack to make sure you hold on to that ticket all day long. So you have your ticket, but you don't want to just leave it out in the open where someone might be able to see it and take it. So I suggest putting it in an envelope. And make sure to mark it so you can distinguish this envelope from any other envelope you might be carrying. But don't mark it as Penn State Ohio State tickets, then people will know that's what it is and want to take it. Mark it as something that nobody's going to want. Yeah, that'll work. Now make sure to take your envelope and put it somewhere secure. I personally like to put it right there in my breast pocket. Next, it's time to secure that thing. So take some duct tape and wrap it the whole way around you so that you know that ticket isn't going anywhere. You're going to want one final layer of protection. So go ahead and lock that thing up. Once you have your chain in place, take your little trusty lock and lock everything right into place. And finally, don't forget about the weather. So take the garbage bag, place it over yourself, and now your tickets won't get wet. Hope you enjoyed my life hack. Follow these simple instructions and you'll be guaranteed to arrive to the game with your ticket. That'll do it for this week's episode of the Kevin and Kenny Show. I'm Kevin.
Wait, did we do the Illinois joke yet?
Damn it, Kenny.